Well, I think our mission was impactful. Its real success obviously will be measured on the ultimate objective of stopping the war. But the impact that it has had is that, one, we were listened to as we gave an African perspective on the war that's having negative consequences for our continent. And secondly, we probably the only group that has engaged the two leaders within a short space of time to put forward a very strong proposal and view that the war must end. But we also accompanied that broad proposal with a number of elements which have to do with the recognition of the sovereignty of countries in terms of the UN Charter. That we put forward unambiguously, and we spoke about the de-escalation of the conflict, that this conflict is causing a great deal of harm. Said, without mincing our words, that there must be de-escalation. We also added that the humanitarian assistance must get to the people who are suffering in the war. And part of that must be about the release of prisoners of war, as well as the release of the children who were taken out of Ukraine and to be returned back. Now, those are some of the key issues, but we also spoke about the release and the opening up of the Black Sea for movement of grains and fertilizers to the world markets, which is where we are impacted quite negatively. But I think the most important outcome of these discussions was, one, the willingness to talk initially to us, and the other one is the willingness to go through the various issues that we raised, and the commitment that we will engage further. And as it is now, the continent, Africa, is going to have a summit with Russia, which is the second summit, the first one having been held a few years ago. And we will continue our discussions with President Putin then. And in the intervening period, we'll also be talking to President Zelensky, because we also want to know his response to a number of the other issues we raised. So overall, much as this was not going to end the war, it is one of those engagements, and many other people and parties are having engagements with Russia and Ukraine on the war. We are the first one to see them almost jointly, but one after the other. So their agreement that they are willing to engage with African leaders on this is a huge achievement for us, because now Africa is in the frame. Africa will be participating, and we're participating positively without trying to diminish the other efforts that are underway. And we will also be talking to the UN Secretary General and informing him about these talks, including many other world leaders. That's what I will be doing as well.